Hello, everyone. Adam here from Three Count Radio, and today I have not only a member of Synergy, but a member of Synergy who's holding four tag team belts at the moment. Troy Ryan, how you doing, mate?
I'm really good, thank you. Yeah, good to speak to you. It's been a little while, hasn't it? But
It
yeah, I'm doing
has.
I'm doing really well, thank you. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. Just one curious thing, because I've held not being a wrestler and not being jacked. I've held a few belts. Uh, the Dreaded title, UK title, whilst taking pictures. They're heavy.
Yeah.
How does four? Have you held all four of them like that?
Yeah,
That
we've
must be good thing you're Jack, because that must be heavy as hell.
good job I spend a lot of time at the gym, I suppose. But yeah, we've it was more like coordinating because we've done a couple of shows where we've come out with the four of them. And then it's just kind of coordinating where to put them. Do you do like two shoulders, two arms? We do like I did like the Dudleys the other week where it was like one around the waist, one around the head. But
Yeah,
yeah, we're just sort of getting by at the moment with them. But yeah, it's a good problem to have.
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, um, yeah, you were it's been about a week or so from now, a couple of weeks. So you've had time to relax from it all. But how was For the Love of Wrestling?
Yeah, it was a really good experience. It was brilliant. Yeah, it's just one of my favorite experiences in wrestling, to be honest with you. Obviously we did the main event 8-man tag with so Team Santino, and it's nice when the people that you've sort of grown up watching on TV are nice. And yeah, he was a dream to work with. He was lovely. The crowd was enormous. It was more than I was expecting, to be honest with you. I think because obviously we did the match last year with Grado, which was a fantastic experience, and a huge crowd as well. Probably I think the biggest we'd worked to that point. And to be honest, we weren't really expecting that kind of number, just given that the show last year was sort of just part of the convention, people could stick around and stuff like that. Whereas this year it was part of like the after party. So we just
Mm.
assumed that there'd be sort of less people, but if anything, there was a lot more. So the atmosphere for the whole card was really good as well. It was a great show, but yeah, the atmosphere was absolutely awesome, to be honest with you. And yeah, it's one of my favorite ever wrestling experiences, really.
That's so sick. That's absolutely awesome. That I would I spoke to Brooker about it at promo class not long afterwards.
Yeah.
He said the atmosphere was phenomenal, and I can imagine. And I interviewed James not like about a few weeks beforehand, and we were gonna go,
Mm,
but my brother's birthday is on the 11th of May, but he's in
right.
Barcelona, so we had the party on the exact time.
Ah, that's gutting, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, I won't rub it in too much then. I won't gas it up. It was okay, mate. You didn't miss much. Yeah.
I wouldn't think it was an amazing night. So I'm not too, I'm not too fussed because we
Yeah.
had a great night. I fell
Good,
over
good.
outside, but it was a great night. But yeah, it was. We had a really good night. So it's one of those. So it's like because I invited wrestling friends and my brother invited friends that we'd never met. So like he was meeting with other people he didn't know. We were meeting people we didn't know, and it was just a really good night.
Yeah,
So
good. Good.
no,
All right. Well, at least it was worthwhile then. Yeah.
thankfully.
Yeah.
Like, what was it like? Because of course there's a load past, present, a load of absolute just legends in wrestling. Like, what was it like with them just being, I guess, being in the presence of them really? Because we all know the people, like they are humans just like us. The likes of Adam Cole and Ruby, my favorite, Adam Cole, my mum's.
Yeah.
I, I would have found it quite difficult to keep it together.
Yeah, no, we had quite a cool moment where Brooker introduced us to FTR as well, which was obviously as a tag team. That
Mm.
was pretty cool as well. So yeah, they're obviously they're the top guys at the moment. So that was quite a cool experience for us. But yeah, I mean, like everyone we met was really pleasant. I think what I find funny is everyone's either a lot bigger or smaller than you expect, and it tends to be a lot of the older guys. like Kevin Nash is just absolutely gargantuan, just a huge guy. And then like the Powers of Pain, Warlord, and Barbarian are still enormous. And I think yeah, like sort of back when everyone was just absolutely enormous. But yeah, everyone we met was really pleasant, and yeah, that's always nice. Just the whole day was like a nice atmosphere. Obviously, like you've got like the legend wrestlers, you've got like the current promotions that had their stalls. Like we had a good catch up with the guys from ICW, and then you've got a lot of cool trading stalls and stuff like that. And it was just yeah, a good group of people to be around for the day. And yeah, I wish we could do that every week, to be honest.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Honestly, it's the one thing I love about wrestling is the fact that it's a large group of people under the same roof who all love the same thing. You all love the same thing, so like it's always such an amazing atmosphere no matter what. And I can imagine that being phenomenal,
Yeah,
absolutely phenomenal. And next year, hopefully my brother's party isn't on that day. And next year
that's
I
it.
want to go.
Get it in the diary in advance, mate. Yeah, you
Yes,
get.
massively, massively. I'm very like I was obviously was aware of the one the week prior,
Yeah.
the week prior, the year prior. Um, but yeah, this one looked huge. So, and of course, I would very much like to see Synergy versus FTR now.
That would be very cool. That's an all timer dream
Yeah,
match, to be honest. But yeah, that'd be very cool. But yeah, no, they're really good dudes. I did one in 2019 just going as a fan, and obviously
mm,
have worked the last two, and they're just really well run. I've never really done anything like that before, you know, like a Comic Con or something like that.
mm. Yeah,
But yeah, the really good events are really well run, and yeah, like the wrestling's a lot of fun as well. I think it's a different kind of crowd, like the convention crowd. I think you know they're there to be entertained more than anything else,
mm.
which is absolutely fine by us. We obviously enjoy that side of things. So, but yeah, really good stuff. And so if you can get to it next year, I'm sure you'll have a great time.
I'd love to. Absolutely love to. I can imagine it being a lot of people, like a lot of people who may not know certain wrestlers as well.
Yeah.
So for those wrestlers, that would be phenomenal to get noticed as well.
That's it, because they have the Rumble, the Futureshock Rumble as
Yes.
well, where a lot of guys got to make their debuts, or you know, working in front of like an enormous crowd, and you know, some people got really good pops out of that and got some moments and stuff. So I know like CP Riley, for example, came out, he did a promo, and he got a fantastic reaction in that Rumble. I was really pleased for him as well, and he got an even bigger reaction when he got thrown out as well. So it was yeah, just a good experience for everyone, I think, involved.
I had a few conversations with Briac Strong as well, and
Yeah,
said he had a good time. It looks like he had a really good moment with Big Damo as well.
that was cool. That was really
Yeah,
cool. But yeah, he had a good showing. Yeah, he's a bit of a beast. Is our Briac, and yeah, he had a match. He had a rumble. He was yeah, give a really good account of himself, I think, and getting to work with Big Damo. I think he's probably the top heavyweight about at the moment. So what a great
yeah,
experience for him. Yeah,
absolutely. I absolutely love Big Damo. The man's a hero.
yeah,
And I've remember doing a promo with in promo class last month with Bright Strong, and we
mm.
worked together. And he's such sorry to don't want to shatter kayfabe, but he's such a good guy.
yeah.
Like when you're doing a promo with him, you're like, oh, okay, you are very capable of snapping me in half.
He's yeah, he's a day oneer for us. For our
Mm.
beginners class, there was me, Chris, Bryack, and Stephen Cross. We were all in the same class together when we started. So
Oh,
I've known him since literally day one. Yeah, he's a good bloke. I'm glad to see him
that's so cool.
establishing himself a bit, because I think he's a really good guy, and I think he's very good in the ring as well. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I'd love to see him at like established a lot more different places because I think he's got a lot to offer.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
That's it's great. It's great seeing the people you trained with in the very first beginners flourish, isn't it? I love seeing that. 'Cause
That's it.
I trained with Alke
Yeah.
and our very first sessions in beginners. I'm looking at her flourish now.
Yeah,
Dear me.
yeah, she's done a great job, hasn't she? It's always nice to see her at a show. And yeah, I think I taught one of the beginners sessions when it was her beginner's course. So it's mad now that she's like refereeing our matches and stuff and doing a good job of it. Yeah, she's great.
She's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, it's just want to see more people. I want to see everybody do well. More people do well in wrestling. More the better. That's all you want. But if I make a mistake, I do sincerely apologize. The belts are, and I've got it written down,
Yeah.
the LWF. I
Hmm.
should know that one. Futureshock,
Yeah.
Odyssey, and Pro Wrestling for you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
I was confident with three. The Pro Wrestling for you one, I was like zoomed in on pictures and trying.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Like, how does it? Not necessarily just weight wise, but how does it feel like just being able to say that you are currently holding four different titles?
Yeah, it's cool and it's nice how like the stars have aligned really. And
Mm.
yeah, it's just all of them have been sort of like nice but like sort of different experiences. I think like LWF, that's our first ever title win. You know, that's the first place that's ever booked us. Yeah, so that was a big deal, that one. You know,
Wow.
it was nice to win that one. You know, and that one means a lot to us. Obviously, we've held that one the longest. I think it's getting on for about 400 days now. So it's
Yeah.
definitely over a year because it was over a year. I posted about that like sort of a month or so ago. So I think we're around about the 400-day mark for that one.
It's incredible.
Um, Future Shock as well. That's for me. That's probably like my favorite moment in wrestling
Mm.
was winning that. We'd had such a like a fantastic program with the models who are just the best people to work with, and you're just two of the best blokes to be honest with you. But
Oh yeah.
they're top tier, like both like in the ring, but from a mentality standpoint as well. They're, I think, yeah, just the two top people I think we've ever worked with, really. And yeah, the culmination of that was fantastic. And like obviously Future Shock's a massive deal as well. And that's like, you know, where we train, that's home for us. So that was a huge deal. Pro wrestling for you, that was a lot of fun. That we had a 3 stages of hell match with Made to
Oh,
Last to win those, and that was daft. That was really good fun. It was an interesting experience because those are the only belts we've won as heels as well. So to
oh.
win and not get a cheer was bizarre, but like
I've seen you as faces for so long that
yeah,
yeah, that was weird. Okay.
it was good. But yeah, they're great guys, and we had a lot of fun with that match. And the Odyssey, obviously, that was only I don't think it was even a month ago now, but again, another long-term rivalry with Reese and Rogan, who again are
Yeah.
top tier guys, and I think
Yeah.
we've probably had some of our best matches with them. Like sometimes you just click with people,
Yeah.
and I think Reese and Rogan, we kind of share a lot of the same mentality around things. We're both like proper tag teams, not just guys that have been chucked together and stuff. Like
Hmm.
my mum's still convinced they're brothers, and she can't convince me otherwise. And that was good because that was the first ever Odyssey tag team champions as well. So like
Yeah.
there might be some since, but we'll always be the first. So,
Oh yeah, there's always number one.
but yeah, no, it is nice because I think it just shows that like people trust you and people
Yeah.
hold some value in having you on the shows and representing them really. So so yeah, all of them it's been a really nice experience. And yeah, might not have four forever, so I'll just try to milk this for what we can while we've got them. And yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, it's just been really nice, I guess. And but yeah, don't just want to kind of stop here, to be honest with you, like
Oh yeah.
I was on to bigger things, I suppose. But yeah, it's been pretty cool.
Do it. Make sure you don't like that picture of Triple H where he's just got every
Yeah.
title on.
Oh, the Ultimo Dragon, that's it, yeah. Ultimo Meat Wagon we got called the other day. That was pretty funny.
Ultimate
So
Meat Wagon.
yeah, doing the picture with all the belts.
Beautiful.
So yeah, it was
That's
good fun.
beautiful. I love that. I love that each one was different. Each one has a different story, a different feel. And just like, I remember your face turn as well in LWF.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
so long ago. It was the oh, I've forgotten what it's called.
It was a
That
hardcore match, wasn't it,
it
with Shine?
was, yeah,
Yeah.
that absolute mental hardcore match where Crash got absolutely caned in the back with a guitar by Daniels.
Oh God,
I can still
it
hear
sounded
that
like a
ringing.
gunshot. Yeah,
It
it
did.
was horrific. That wasn't it?
Oh, it
Yeah.
was brutal. Oh, I, either you or Daniels are the last people I want swinging the guitar at me.
Yeah, that's it. I think you just wanted to make sure it broke, and I mean, it did. I think it definitely did. No question about
I would sit there, I went to class after, are you okay? So I was, yeah,
that.
put the
Yeah,
smiles. You're a mental, mate.
he is a mad guy. His clash is, yeah, that was all his idea, by the way. That was entirely
But
his
yeah,
idea. And
doesn't surprise me.
there was a point in the back where it was, he's like, he was like, I want you to break this guitar over me. And I said, like, well, has it been worked? As in, like broken, put back together and stuff. And he was like, oh, it'll be fine. I was like, that's not what I asked. So, uh, and he just said to Chris, like, hit me as hard as you can with it. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, okay, no problem. And then he did. So,
Dear Lord. Oh my. No, I mean, I did ask him that same question. So was it worked? Was it gimmicked? Like what was it? He was like, no.
it's funny. His mum came up to us after. I thought we were in a lot of trouble. So his mum comes up to us holding this broken guitar, and I'm like, oh no. Like, is she gonna say something? She was like, "Oh, would you mind you lot all just signing it?" And like, so we want to put it on his wall for him. And I was like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, sound, no problem." Yeah, I was just like seeing her walk over with like the guitar that Chris has just absolutely destroyed over her son's back. I was thinking we're probably in a lot of trouble here, but we were all right.
I love Nikki. I love her. Her and Jason.
Yeah,
I
good people, aren't they?
absolutely love them.
Yeah, good people.
He's a psychopath. I know him quite well. And yes, he's an absolute psychopath. I love him though. I love him for that. I, I was at TWA
Hmm.
I want to say Sunday.
Yeah, the weekend. Yeah,
Yeah, and God, it was Sunday, yes. And the main was Jenny B and Jack Barron versus Harley Hudson and Joey Hayes.
yeah,
Now, those four names, you know it's from.
yeah, 100%. Yeah,
And I only think back to this because you mentioned the models.
yeah.
Joey Hayes and his mind, there aren't many like it in this
No.
business at all. And honestly, I think it's past five, six podcasts now, maybe more, where his name's popped up. Just shows how iconic he is. But that match, it had us in absolute tears laughing the entire time through. Absolute tears. Joey's, it got, I don't know how it came about, but I want it mentioned on this podcast, uploaded on YouTube. So it's on here for eternity because I never in my life thought I'd chant this. So, Joey, I do apologize. Probably not going to get him on after this, but Joey is a simp was chanted. I've no idea how or why, but I wasn't complaining. We were sat at the back with Getsky, Nathan's family, Marauder's family,
Yeah,
and all the other wrestlers on the show. Just all of us chanting it.
that's brilliant. Yeah.
My mum asked, "What does that mean?"
No, never you mind. That's
I'll tell you after the show. And then Getsky just turns to her, "I'll tell you." And then Mr. B comes walking over, sits down. What does that mean? Oh, it was just a laugh. It was an absolute laugh.
That's good. Yeah, no, they're good guys up at TWA as well. Like, it looked a good show. Everyone that I've spoke
Mm.
to said they said they enjoyed themselves as well. So I'm glad that was a good one for them.
It's great. It's really great, and it's one thing I love about wrestling. I mean, I understand serious gimmicks, I get it, but I one thing I love about wrestling is people who don't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah,
You're able to flop around and have fun, and
yeah,
that makes like the best kind of people.
yeah, 100%. I think it's just about knowing your audience, isn't it? Really, and like, I think there's a time and a place for that. There's the
Yeah,
more serious shows, the blood feud angles and stuff like
Mhm.
that, but also just knowing when to be entertaining and having the
Yeah,
match that people want to see sometimes rather than the match that you maybe want to have yourself. I think that's like a skill in and of itself, really.
it is. Yeah, absolutely right. I agree. It, yeah, TWA is a place where it's catered more to the children, but you've got people of all ages absolutely just crying, laughing. It's like there's certain matches where you're like, yeah, we're gonna have like a more
Yeah.
serious match, and then after that, you're just laughing,
Yeah.
and then you're laughing and laughing, and there's yeah, can't speak highly enough.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's really nice to see a lot of the LWF guys getting out a little bit more as well. Obviously, with us running the training on like a Thursday and stuff, I've seen
Yeah.
how hard they all work and how much they've like developed and got better and more
Mm.
creative and stuff. So it's always nice for me seeing them um, do other shows and be successful in that as well.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. At the moment, WF is my main show.
Mm.
And being an interviewer on the
Yeah,
Mutiny shows, I get to see, the WF trainees, and oh my God, the talent. There's a lot of, as you'll see yourself, there's a lot of talent for the future in LWF, I think, and as I completely agree, I think they deserve they deserve to be where they are. It's great to see them get into other promotions.
yeah, definitely. I think everyone's like working super hard as well, and
Mm.
like I see the effort everyone puts in, and hopefully like the rewards that come out the other end as well. Like everyone's enjoying that, and hopefully only upwards from here as well.
Yes, yes, couldn't agree more. Speaking of WF though, not long ago, only a few months ago, you had an LWF title match with the formerly known David
Yeah,
Getski,
yeah.
actually Anthony Getski now, because people were getting his name wrong. Well, right, what would your insight be in that match? Because it was a very, very good match, and
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
one of the things I liked about it was the believability that you could genuinely have taken it from him, and that's one of the things that makes in my eyes, a good face to a really good heel.
Yeah, I think well, it was a new venue for LWF as well
Yes.
at Hesketh Bank as well. And yeah, I think as for like a main event as well, like I mean, I've never done a singles match with Getski before, so that was like a sort of first time thing
That's
as well.
cool.
And yeah, I think that's the thing that really wanted to get across because obviously I'm kind of half a tag team, and it's like Getski's a very established champion who's beaten
Yeah.
a lot of good singles wrestlers and stuff. I do think for like the casual fan or maybe people, because I think that was a lot of people's first show as well, because it was a
Yeah.
new venue and a new town and stuff. Uh, Obviously, being quite a big dude, that gives you a bit of, sort of extra believability that you're gonna be able to get the win. And
Very
but
true.
he was fantastic as well
Mm.
to work with. I think he's very very good.
Yeah.
Is Getski. I really really rate him very highly. And yeah, it was just I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that match, and yeah, the fact that we've got everyone believing it is, I think, the main thing. And sort of like the anti pop at the end, the sort of collective when he
Yeah.
retained, I think was, it was the right kind of heel heat as well, and
Mm.
yeah, it was good, and yeah, I just thought hopefully it helped establish his reign as well, and was yeah, hopefully everyone was entertained watching it.
Yeah. I was. I um I worked. It was my first time working that show because we were on catering.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So like by the time that match came around, we were able to just kind of mooch around and properly watch the show. And yeah, it was a great match. It was a great match, and I completely agree with what you were saying about Getski. I think
Yeah.
that if you were to pick someone, or a handful of people really, but if you were to pick someone and go like he's going to go far, you can make it to anywhere in America, I would pick Getski.
Yeah.
I, he's phenomenal.
Yeah, I think he's very good. He moves very well. He's got a good brain for it, and
Mm.
Yeah, like he's invested in himself as well. He looks fantastic. Like he's
Oh
worked
yeah.
very hard in the gym. I used to train with him a bit when we lived quite close to each other, and
Oh
he's got a very, very good work ethic. So, yeah, hopefully we'll see him do more and more sort of through this year and into next year.
yeah, massively. Yeah, I can see him going to bigger places personally. I can see it. He's got the mentality. So I think in the indies a lot of people do it because they enjoy it, and that's great. But there's also people like Getski who do it because they want to get somewhere. And I've seen the mentality, like, speaking to him, the way he talks about wrestling, and you see him in the ring, it's all up there.
Yeah,
And he's phenomenal. So I can see it definitely.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, hopefully we can get match number two of that at some point in the future because I quite enjoyed myself.
Please, please, yes. Not even doesn't even need to be for the title. Just Hulk on Loki. Just that.
Yeah, there was a bit of that. Yeah, there was definitely a bit of that. They just power bombing him again and again.
That's the scene me and my mum go to whenever we see a big guy just launching someone around it. That's what we go to every time. Brilliant. Um, I have two words, and I don't know what reaction they're going to get. And with a
Go
big
for
dude like you, I'm a bit worried to say them.
it. Go for it.
Lancashire Riot.
Oh man, yeah, that was that was certainly an evening, wasn't it? Yeah,
I had to. Hey,
I was doing so well as well.
we're doing really well. You're doing really well, and I didn't expect. I didn't. I said to her after the show. I went up to Lily after the show, and I said, like, it took me a minute because I heard the music. I was like, oh, that's okay. Oh, boo! It
Yeah,
confused me. I didn't realize she was coming out, and then yeah,
yeah. No one was more surprised than me. Yeah,
that must not have felt very nice for you.
no, that sucked. That really sucked. I think I've been in there like 50 odd minutes at that point, thrown out God knows how many people, and yeah, that sucked.
It was a fun show. It's a very, very fun show. We got Getsuga versus Tony Wright, which awesome. Just
Yeah.
awesome.
Hmm.
Tony's another guy who's I just love.
Yeah, he's one of the most naturally charismatic people I've ever met. Is Tony? I think eh, yeah. I think in wrestling, it's easy to get people to dislike you when you come out the curtain.
Yeah.
It's hard to get people to organically like you straight away.
Mm-hmm.
And
Couldn't agree
he's
more.
probably the most natural babyface I've ever come across. The minute he steps out the curtain, people just love him. Whether it's the first time you've seen him or the 100th time you've seen him, it's yeah, he gets that reaction every time.
Yeah. I yeah, couldn't agree. Could not agree more. And he's because he's just such a lovely guy. He's just so nice.
Yeah, it's very
Oh,
organic, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's just who he is, and that just translates easily, very easily, just translates straight away. And against someone who in LWF is very respected, but also disliked in Getski, that match worked.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very, very good.
I thought it was bold of them because the evening started quite cursed with the ring kind of imploding a little bit.
I'm glad that happened then, not while we were all in it. That would have been an issue.
I think the likes of Mr. B and Getsley coming out, trying to, entertain the crowd. I think they did a good job with that because I was like, oh no, no,
No,
no,
yeah,
no.
that's it. It was just a like minor mishap, I suppose, wasn't it?
Yeah, it happens,
But
doesn't it?
yeah, that's it. No one remembered it by the end, I suppose.
Yeah, everyone loves a rumble.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a rumble. Even the bad rumble's a good rumble, unless it's Roman winning in 2015. But other than that, yeah, it was fun. It was as much as I will probably get a glare from you for saying it was a fun moment. when
Fun for me, yeah. But no, it was certainly a moment. Let's call it that.
was a moment, yes.
Yeah.
You look so happy to see you too.
Yeah, yeah. Confusion turned to pain, turned to disappointment of being thrown out. I think it's a sort of roller coaster I went on through that. Yeah.
Very quick roller coaster, but yeah, roller coaster of emotions. It was a fun night. It was a fun night, but it was one of those I feel I couldn't leave that out. It's thinking back, I was writing questions. I think it might have been I was writing it anyway, but I think my mum went like, add that in.
Asking about the Rumble. Yeah, that's it.
It was fun. It was fun. It's one of the things, as I said before about light-hearted, like WF has that balance of like light-hearted, not taking yourself too seriously, but then also just those like just serious mental matches at the same time.
Yeah.
Like WF can find that balance. Like they bloody I don't know if you weren't there, were you? The no holds barred like street fight tag match.
I've watched it since, actually.
Oh my
I've been
lord.
telling them off for some of the bumps they took in that, but that was crazy, wasn't it? Yeah.
And Cutter went to work shortly after, which is why it was on first.
Oh, really? I didn't
He
know
worked a
that.
night shift
Yeah.
directly after that.
Wow. Blimey. What a trooper. Yeah. That's insane.
Like people going on and say like, oh, he's got adrenaline. Yeah, that would go on. That adrenaline would go fast.
Yeah.
He'll go to work and like, oh my god, ow.
Yeah, it's when you sit down and stand up again.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You're fine if you keep moving, but then that's what I find when I'm in the car on the way home and I
Oh.
get up, back out of the car. I'm like, oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, but no, I have actually watched that since, and yeah, I was watching a lot of it through my hands, hoping everyone's in one piece. But no, I enjoyed it a lot, and yeah, some good guys, and like I'll say this for Lancadors as well. Like obviously they're very funny, like that's a lot of their shtick, but I really rate them. Like
Yeah.
they're they just get it. I think Mr. B,
Mm.
especially like at the start, like you know, when he was coming to the training sessions and stuff like that, it just some people just innate get things
Yeah.
of like how to feed around the ring, how to, you know, a lot of his movements look very natural, and he was very good at that. Whereas Marauder, on the other hand, like I think when he started, he's always looked great. He's a big dude, you know, he's in
Yeah.
shape. But that didn't come as naturally to him. Like, you know, just the sort of innate ways of like feeding around the ring and, you know, maybe throwing some strikes and stuff like that. That didn't come as naturally, but he's worked on that so much,
Mm.
and he's worked on himself. And like I say, he looks fantastic. And like the moves that he's learned and he's delivered, if I could go back a year ago and tell him that's what he'd be doing, he wouldn't believe it. So they're whilst they are funny, you know, like they are capable of quite a lot more, you know.
Yeah.
But again, it's another example of understanding your audience, and they know when to be funny and they know when to kind of turn up the wrestling ability. So yeah, I'll say that for them. I think they're really good.
Couldn't agree more. It's exactly what I said at TWA. Said at WF. They just get it. They understand
Understand the
wrestling.
assignment. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, they just understand it. They get it. And like Paul, Mr. B, my apologies, but
Yeah.
Mr. B is it was a matter of time. Let's be honest, it was a matter of time. Um, he's just knowing him as a person and then seeing him in the ring. You're not surprised at how funny he is because he's a naturally very charismatic guy. Anyway, he's a very funny person. It's so's Murata, but like Marauder can be quiet, like outside the ring,
Yeah.
like in the ring, like
I
it
think that's it
just clicks.
sometimes, like with tag teams and stuff. Like I think the same with like Chris and I, like he's probably like a bigger well, louder, sort of maybe a bigger personality than I am. Like I don't know, I do try and match that energy, but he's pretty unmatched energy, to be honest with you.
It's tough energy to match.
Yeah, exactly. But I probably end up spending more time in the ring when we do matches. So yeah, I just think it's like like most good teams find a way to sort of complement each other, and I know working with Chris helped a lot with because I was always fine with like the athleticism side of things. Never had a problem doing the moves. Never had a problem with that sort of thing.
Mm,
It was more, getting involved with the crowd work and stuff like that.
yeah,
That's where I used to lean on him quite a lot. Now I feel absolutely fine. Like I'm okay to do it, but I feel like that really helped because that's something that he was very confident with, sort of to start with. So I think like yeah, when you're working as a team, you can hopefully sort of like complement each other in that way. And I think that's something that those guys do as well. Like you say,
mm,
Paulie's very, it's very natural with him with the crowd, and I think sort of David matches his energy with that sort of thing. But he probably spends a bit more time in the ring, I think, in most matches I've seen.
think
So
so. Yeah,
yeah,
think so. Yeah,
that's it.
yeah. They're brilliant. They are brilliant. But yeah, Daniels is as you said, yeah, unmatched energy. I'd say he's a very loud, boisterous guy. He's
Yeah,
again, brilliant, just humble, very very humble man. When I had him on here, he's like he'll put everybody else over before himself. He's a very humble man.
yeah, yeah. No, he's obviously. Well, I spend more time with him than anyone, to be honest. So I know how good he is. He's tip top, and he's like a proper model professional as well.
Mm.
Like he's yeah, just one of the best guys to have around.
Yeah,
Just generally, yeah.
as you said before, though, like when it comes to like, different qualities, I always find it quite fascinating. Um, as you said, you click straight away with the moves and the in-ring work came naturally to you, whereas work with the crowd was more Daniel's style, and I always find that more. I find that quite interesting. Like with me, when it comes to when I started training, the one thing I really, really struggled with was front bumping
Yeah.
because I just getting that disconnect of your mind going, you're not supposed to go that way. I couldn't do it. I was stood in the middle of the ring, like I'm frozen.
Yeah.
And Bailey just looked and went, look forward, stop looking down, look there. So the turn back, look, couldn't do it. So like when Ryan decked me with the mic and I had to completely go. I did when it's funny when it was my first time in front of doing anything in front of a live crowd at Mutiny,
Yeah.
and it's funny that when you're in the ring, you don't think it just happens.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
It's my first time doing anything. I just went. Might not have been the cleanest, but I'm an interviewer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not supposed to be. Yeah. You'd be putting us to shame in the nicest front I've ever seen. Yeah.
Don't think it would have looked like if it was too clean. I think we look. Hmm, I just crumbled. Yeah, it's fun. It's something that feeling in front of a crowd is something I want more of.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
want
Good.
more of.
Yeah. I think that's it. Is I think there's like there's do think I'm a big believer that there's a spot in wrestling for everyone.
Mm,
But that doesn't always have to be as a wrestler. Not saying it couldn't be, for yourself, but like there's a lot of value to be taken around other roles as well. Whether that's referees, ring announcers, interviewers, commentary. There's so much that goes into putting a show on.
mm,
That I think like there is a place for everyone, but you don't have to get like you say, you don't have to get too hung up if that isn't being in the ring. I think like there's some like massive wrestling personalities, like that are managers, valets, commentators that we all remember from our childhood growing up and stuff. And
mm.
so that yeah, like you say, if it's not to say that you can't train as a wrestler, 100% go for it, but try don't get hung up on I need to keep doing this, I need to keep doing this as well.
Mm.
If there's like you find yourself going down another path and you think I enjoy this, that doesn't your worth isn't any less because you're on commentary rather than in the ring. We're all part of the same team trying to achieve a good production really. So that's like sort of my thoughts on that.
I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I, num oh, 1 or 2 years ago, something like that. I had bit that pill. It was quite a it wasn't a nice pill to swallow, but I realized I've got nocturnal epilepsy, so it was a pipe dream anyway. But I realized because I got injured in training, probably
Yeah.
isn't for me, torn ligament in my ankle, and
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah.
it hurt. It was a bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
I had to walk home, so got the train and walk home as well.
Blimey, yeah, that's
But I didn't
terrible.
have to. My mum had worked the night before, and I just didn't want to wake her up.
Right.
I felt bad, so it was my choice really. I can't really bitch that much. It hurt. Um, what hurt more was the bitter pill I had to swallow. But then I thought, right, okay, what can I do? Commentary, this or the other, and then thinking about that, thinking about maybe going down the commentary route, that's got me onto Bolton FM radio a few years ago.
Nice, yeah.
This Lucy Open show that opened that
Yeah.
door for me.
Oh, brilliant, yeah.
So then I'm still on there now. I was on there yesterday. Um, and then that's why one of the reasons why I started this is just getting that confidence up.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I kind of started searching other avenues, and then I remembered why I started it in the first place. It was because I want to become a manager, not a
Yeah.
wrestler, and that was my mentality before I started training.
Yeah.
But then you start training, and you get the bug.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But that's it. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can still be very, very heavily involved, part of the production, a very important part of that as well. And you don't have to be in the ring taking all the bumps and stuff. Sounds a pretty good deal, that, to be honest with you. I don't know why more people don't do it, but yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on it, is that, just because like the in-ring stuff, it is hard, it does, at times it sucks, like there's a lot of physicality, a lot of injuries involved. I know, like, I've had a couple of wake-up calls with getting hurt and stuff where like, obviously it's still something I want to pursue and something I want to do, but just thinking about your style and the risks that you take and stuff as well, of just making sure that that's all sort of worth it, and making sure you can do the next show after. But yeah, like I said, there's so many avenues you can go down. Like you said, you've been doing Brooker's promo classes. He's great.
He's a
He's
legend.
got he's a fantastic mind for it. And then Isaiah Quinn's run a few similar things as well. He's another really good mind for it as well. So, like, in terms of training and stuff, like, just because you're not taking bumps every week, you're still clearly training and sort of invested in yourself to be able to sort of like bring that value for when you
Mm.
are involved in production. So yeah, can't fault it really. That's exactly what you should be doing.
Thank you, thank you. I hassle Quinn. I,
Yeah,
I've not recently because he's on holiday.
yeah,
Yeah, if I've got an idea
yeah.
or I've got a promo, straight to him because his mind for the business is insane. So I pick the brains of the best people around. And at the last promo class, actually, I cut what I believe was the best promo I've ever cut, and it's the most comfortable I've ever been cutting a promo. Because usually when I'm cutting a promo, I'm back and forth on my feet like that,
Yeah,
a lot of nervous energy, and you don't really look threatening when you're bouncing like that. But it's like he he says either try to go one way or lean into it, one or the other. But I caught like a standard angry manager promo. I was like, right, I'm as a manager, and Booker's from okay, why are you angry? The wrestler should be the one that's in that position. Like as a manager, like who are you wanting to get over more? I was like, well, as a heel manager myself, just exactly. So I want you to challenge your Isaiah Quinn, do it again, smile throughout the entire promo, and I did the entire thing. And I'm not gonna lie, I needed a shower after it. It was really creepy,
yeah,
but like there was no bounce. There's a little bit, but then you just kind of you see the moment it changes.
yeah.
And I literally, since then, I've just invested in that, and I've got gimmick ideas. I've got loads of different wheels of turning now. So I'm
That's
just looking at like
fantastic. Yeah, keep at it, man. That sounds really cool. Yeah,
absolutely buzzing with it. I've been kind of might have hitched one or two things, but
Good, yeah.
and it's just wrestling. Nothing. I have never found anything that gives me the feeling that wrestling does ever. So I'm a football fan. Like that stresses me out. Wrestling, it just that you're able to be in the crowd, sit in the crowd, and give the heels jip and shout at them. Who doesn't want to do that?
That's it. I think that, yeah, like I say, I'm a big sports fan as well. I think the difference is like wrestling is designed to be entertaining.
Hmm.
You could get a 0-0 ball draw, and you're like, oh, I spent God knows how much going to watch that. But I feel like, obviously it's not contested in the same way, but it's designed specifically to be entertaining. I often think that with like, like boxing or MMA or something like that, you've stayed up till 3 in the morning, it could have
Yeah.
like a 10-second knockout. You're like, okay. Whereas this is designed specifically with entertaining people in mind.
I don't agree more. I don't agree more. Like, yeah, I love it. And I'm of the exact same mind of you. So I do genuinely believe there is a spot for everyone, no matter what. And because there's
Yeah,
different indie shows have a different feel to them.
100%. I think as well, like a lot of people, I think be ambitious. 100%. Everyone should be ambitious, but don't get lost in what you're doing now. I feel like the word trainees kind of become a bit of almost like a dirty word amongst wrestling trainees as
Mm.
well. It's like just enjoy it. Like when I was just learning, like I loved it. I was telling everyone, "Oh, I've learned this, I've learned that," and but I wouldn't, sort of profess to be a pro wrestler at that point, So, but I feel like you should just learn, rather than thinking, "Oh, well, I've been training for 6 months, 9 months, whatever. I need to be doing this. I need to be here. I need to be there." Or even if you are a wrestler, and obviously everyone wants to be busier, everyone
Yeah,
wants to be working for better promotions, and absolutely be ambitious, but don't lose sight of what you're doing now. And like you sort of, you are where you should be now, and
mm,
you can work towards better things, but don't lose sight of what you're doing and just enjoy that. Like that's the main thing that I find is like every show I do, I want to enjoy it, and I want to make sure that people have enjoyed my match. Those are the two parameters really, and that's why I continue to keep doing it. Like
mm.
yeah, it doesn't matter what show it is. That's the thing. Whether it's like the biggest show I've ever done or like the smallest show I've ever done, I just want to make sure that I've had fun
Yeah,
and that other people have had fun watching us. Whether that's booing us, cheering us, as long as they've left entertained. That's the only things I'm really bothered about.
I love that. I absolutely love that. That's amazing. Never. I think it's but I think it's hardwired biologically, psychologically that for us to like when someone goes to the gym, they want something now. They go to the gym and they want those six pack and everything. A lot of people are. I think it's hardwired for you to want something now.
Yeah,
But patience
yeah,
with, I'm one
100%.
of them. I'll hold both hands up, say I'm murder for it. But at the same time, patience is a virtue, and I, I when I was training and I wanted to get back in the ring, that bug, I can feel it coming back. Just so if I'm a manager, just so when I'm training, and I know the basics, I know movement, I know timing, I know where I need to be and things like that, and how to bump and be safe for the people I'm with. Um, I, I after a training session, I couldn't wait to get home and tell my mum what I'd learned.
Yeah,
That was such a good feeling for me, and I loved that. I absolutely loved that. So yeah, like never lose that hunger at all. Never ever lose
no,
that hunger.
100%. And I think just yeah, like I always take like everything like everyone's sort of goals and everyone's it's all valid. Like whether you train at LWF and you just want to work LWF and you're happy with that, that's absolutely fine. And
Yeah,
if that's what you want, that's what you want out of wrestling. That's 100% fine.
of course.
If you want to be absolutely everywhere, you want to work for WWE as well. That's 100% fine. But like I just treat every match like the same in the sense of like whether it's working with someone who just works one local promotion and that's all they want to do, I'll treat that as seriously as working with like the best teams we've ever wrestled and stuff because it matters to everyone, and I think that's just really important that, you know, we sort of understand that like, everyone's like level of ambition and stuff, it's all valid and we all just want to put on a good match and
Mhm.
that people will enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. And whether you're on the biggest stage or small stage of your life, still got a crowd there expecting a good show.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'll absolutely never phone it in. Like
Oh,
that's, I think like because that's it is I've always wanted to do this, you know what I mean? And so every
yeah,
time I get to do it, I'm like, this is cool, like I get to live out my childhood dream. That's amazing. Like I'd never take a match for granted.
no, no. And it shows, to be fair, it shows. Like, as soon as you come through the curtain, then face, hail, boo, cheer. There's as soon as as soon as your very amazing theme comes on,
It's pretty cool, yeah.
I still love that theme. Oh, I love it. It's one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorites.
It's up there, isn't it? It's yeah, not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. I remember finding that and being like, this is the one. This is
Yeah,
this is the one. Yeah.
that's the thing with me. I've got lots of ideas for themes, but now the idea that I've got now, none of them fit. Great. So I'm back to square one with that, but I haven't even started yet, so I've got time. But
Yeah,
yeah,
100%, man. Yeah.
it's an absolute banger. But there's a feeling like in the air when you come through those curtains. Of course, you're both very big guys, but it's before you come through. There's a feeling, and you can tell. And like in the matches, no matter who or where you're against, you can tell that I've never seen a match phoned in by you or I can't remember seeing a match phoned in from anyone I've seen because I think for the I think the people I watch, people, especially in the Northwest where we are,
Yeah.
I think we are very lucky to have the talent that we've got because I it's also like the talent we've got in the Northwest of wrestling at the moment is phenomenal. And it's very easy to kind of take it for granted as a fan. Like to go to a show, enjoy it, go home, go to a show, enjoy it, go home. It's very easy to take it for granted, but it's like when you take a step back and realize, I can imagine it would be similar being in the ring with them as well.
Yeah.
But it's awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. We're blessed to work with a lot of really, really good and talented people. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything to plug, Mr. Troy Ryan? Any shows, any socials?
Oh yeah, I've not thought about this. So I am wrestling at Futureshock at the weekend on
Mhm.
Sunday, and that's in Stockport. So we've got a really good main event. Oh, it's a good card, but so in the main event we're Team Bailey against Team Damon Lee.
Yeah, I
In
saw
a
that. That looked weird.
Yeah, I know, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so I'm part of Team Sam Bailey, which I'm looking forward to. It's a gauntlet match. I've got no
Ooh.
idea when I'm going to be in, or even if I'm going to be in. Who knows? Dynamite Lee might come in first and pin them all one by one.
Light the fuse, everyone.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, get it lit. So yeah, if anyone's free and wants to come along to that, that's gonna be a really cool show. Yeah,
Yes,
and
please do, everyone.
yeah, I think other than that, like, well, I'll go on holiday after that. So
Oh,
dare I say, I'm 30 in a couple of weeks, which is going to suck. So we're going on holiday before that. So I've not got an awful lot to sort of plug in the meantime. But yeah, there's a lot of good shows on at the moment. Hope everyone gets out to them, enjoys them, and yeah, just sort of supports the scene up in the Northwest.
amazing. Brilliant. Thank you for coming on. It's been a genuine pleasure.
Ah, thanks for your time, mate. Yeah, great to catch up. Good speaking with you.
Not a problem at all. And catch you next time.